Hello. Welcome to this channel. This is Alfred. Today we'll be talking about Serilog. So let me go ahead and run the application real quick. As you can see, we are logging pretty much. We have log levels, which is the first one. The first two is the information level, warning, error, fatal error, and then the last one is it just closed up with an information level again. And we have timestamps, right? So this is the console app, and you could see all this good information. Now, if you close out of it, we're also saving the log in a text file. So when we open it, we could see all the date and time, as well as the log level and as well as the log message. So obviously I ran this application twice. The first one was off the screen and the second one was just right here with me. So let's go ahead and try that again. Let's delete and let's run the app again. Alright, so let's go ahead and if you noticed, you saw this app here. So let's go ahead and close out of the console app and go ahead and open it again. As you can see, we have those two log files, right? So how do you do this? How do you make it pretty like this? Have a log level, have the info you are logging, and all that. That will be what we'll be discussing in this video today. So right now, let me go ahead and create a project. It's on the second screen, so let me go ahead and let's create a console application, and let's call it Serilog console sync. Let's call it that name. Go ahead and hit next. So it's actually on the second screen. Let me go ahead and bring it over here. If you run this app right now, let me try to run it. So if you run this app right now as is, you only see this, right? Hello world. That's all you're seeing, and it's not pretty. It doesn't have timestamp. It's just a boring old hello world. So copy and paste it a bunch, and let's run it again. Alright, so if you run again, you see boring hello world right here. So how do we introduce our syncs here? So let's try to do that. Let me go ahead and pull this over here, and let's go ahead and push this here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So first of all, we need a library. At least that's what I use for my logins. So we need a library, and let's go ahead and collapse this with previous projects. So this is the project that we are looking at right now. So there's multiple ways. You could go through the Nugget package manager, or you could go through the package manager console. If you're not able to find this, so say I have this closed, so you to find it, you want to go to view, go to other windows, go to package manager console, and you want to type install dash package Serilog. That was wrong. Serilog. Let's try capital letter. Interesting. And I have this spelled incorrectly. Okay, here we go. That's more like it. So now we have it installed. To verify if you have it installed, you want to go back. Let's go ahead and build this app. Build solution. Go ahead and framework. If I can find it, analyze. Interesting. I do not see it. So now that I've installed the Serilog, now you want to install a sync. This is a console sync. Since we are running this on a console application, you want to do a .sync sync.console. Alright, then go ahead and hit enter. So it just installed it. Now we have one more sync that we want to install. So we want to be able to log this thing into a file and be able to save it here, right? So let's go ahead and delete this. We want to log it into a file and be able to save it here. So what do we do? So I'm gonna hit the up arrow. It brings back the last command that I have there. So now I want to hit sync.file. So I have two syncs right now that we are using. We're using a console sync, which is the console application, and a file login to file sync. So let's go ahead and hit enter. So I just installed that, and we are good to go. The next thing we want to do is to configure our logger, right? How do we do that? So you just want to say log.logger is equals to new logger configuration. Let's go ahead and, so if you hover, since I have a red squiggly line here, I'm going to hover over it and hit Control dot. And now it's going to recommend, hey, do you want to install this? I already have it installed. What's going on? Okay, so how about, let's say, using var log is equals to log configuration. It's almost as if I do not have it. Alright, so let's not worry about this, okay? Let's do this old-fashioned way. Let's go ahead and go to NuGet package. And right now it doesn't look like I have anything installed, so which is baffling because I thought I did here. What is going on? Oh, I know why. So if you notice here, the default project is logged with Serial Console, and that was, the demo project that I used to practice before. So I want to change this to our current project, right, which is Sync, which is our current project. So now we can go ahead and reinstall this back. Okay, sorry about that. So now we want to install the package Serilog first. Here you go. Then the second one, we want to install the console. Remember, this is a console here. Now the last one, we want to install the file, the sync file. Here you go. Alright, and now I should be able to just say using Serilog, and we should be good. Now what we want to do is to write to console because we want our logs to appear in console. Make sense? Now we want to write to file because we want our file to be in console. So now let's go ahead and usually what I do, I will create a text file here, right? And I want to name it sync log. Okay, so I will hit shift and right click, and I will copy my path, copy as path, right? Then I go back here. I want to put it here, right? I want to put the at literal and put the file path here. Make sense? So now I want to configure this login to be a rolling so that I have a new log to look into every day. So I put it in days. So right here, if you hover on this day, let's go ahead and minimize it because we are not using it. Let's get all the screens that we can. So if you hover on here and hit Ctrl J, you can do it every hour. The log will create a new file to log to, or it will just have just one file and it will log to infinity, right? So let's do a day. That's what I typically do. So now we have configured our console and we have configured to log to file. Then the last thing we want to do is to create logger. All right, sounds good. All right, and we look good. So the next thing we want to do is how do we actually log? Let's take off this boring message and let's go ahead and say log dot info. So let's go ahead and say let's go ahead and log information, right? And let's stop right there and test the app. Booyah! Look at that. We have our date time stamp, we have our log level information, and we have the information. So now let's go ahead and close out of this and minimize this. We should see. So it doesn't necessarily create just the name, it adds the date to it. So if you go ahead and open this up, you can see that we have our entry, and on our log file it will actually show the day, year, month, day, and time, as well as the log level and the information. Right, looking good. So now let's go ahead and add some more info here. Let's do a try. Let's go ahead and do a let's go ahead and test out all the log levels. So this is info here. Here. Let's see, how can we trigger an error? Let's do a 0 divided by 1, right? What throws an error? Is it 0 divided by 1 or 1 divided by 0? I think it's 1 divided by 0. Let's try this. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So let's go ahead and put this as information. A. And let's go ahead and do B. Let's go ahead and do 1 divided by 0. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Can we force this to happen? Of course, it won't want to happen. Division by constant 0. Okay. All right. So this is 0, right? Let's go ahead and say that A is 0, and let's go ahead and do A here. Yep. All right. So now we should A. We're just trying to make this work. We're just trying to make this go into this error message here, because it will actually describe the error message when you put the template like this. All right. So the last thing we want to do is the final, and let's go ahead and also do log dot fatal. Let's do information, because this final is this is where you close everything. So maybe let's put here log closing things here. All right. So let's go ahead and run this and see what it looks like. All right, look at that. So we have all this logged, and with pretty color too. So this is pretty cool, right? So now this is where you enter the error. So this is our error log, right? So this is the division by 0 exemption, attempted to divide by 0. It gives you all that information here. Then this is where it goes into the final clause. This is closing things out here. So look, see, everything is being shown. Really cool. And let's go ahead and take a look at the log file here, and you can also see it here, info fatal. So this is where we enter the fatal error, and the error then it shows the description of the error here. So yeah, I hope this was useful, and let me know if you have any question in the comment section below. If not, you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. I will talk to you later. Bye bye.